Play it safe. Play it toxic.
Hi, this is Deep Roy on Toxic Radio. Don't play radio, listen Toxic.
Robert Englund here, a.k.a. Freddy Krueger, and you're listening to Toxic Radio. Check it out or die slow.
Hey, this is Kel Mitchell, and you're listening to Toxic Radio. Uh-oh, it's getting toxic.
Where we are changing the landscape of movie and TV news and reviews. Tonight we have Marty Krzywonos here promoting his new short film, Mazurkas. And I got my trusty partner here, Sean. How are you, sir?
I'm fantastic, Bill. How the hell are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for joining me tonight, as always. So let's jump right into it. We got some TV buzz going on. And you got that sound effect. Come on, man. You should have had that queued up already. I'm going to bust your balls. Oh.
Getting charged up here.
So, let's jump right in. This week, oh, man, rough news.
Yeah,
Clay Martin Croker, the animator and voice actor best known for playing Zorak and Moltar on Space Ghost Coast to Coast, passed away on September 18th. He was 54 years old. Man, I love that show, Space Ghost. I might, I think I could show that I was a little bit older generation of the Adult Swim, fan base there, but it's a tough blow, But moving on, we have some other news as well. Sean, what's going on?
*Halt and Catch Fire* actor Scoot McNairy has been cast in Season 3 of FX's Fargo, joining Ewan McGregor and Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who was also confirmed a week or so ago. McNairy's role is currently unknown, and we'll find out more probably in the coming weeks or months as Fargo is getting ready to premiere.
And we also have Showtime's Homeland will reportedly end after Season 8. Earlier this year, it was renewed for 3 more seasons, with Season 6 starting in 2017. But Homeland executive producer showrunner Alex Ganza was at the Emmy Awards and told Deadline that Homeland Season 8 is planned as the end of the story. Sean, I know you've been following Homeland. How do you feel about this season finally coming to a close here?
I'm fine with it. After season, I think it was 2 or 3, spoilers for anybody who hasn't been watching, but when Brody finally bit the dust, the show really went downhill from there. I mean, they're trying to do a couple different things in terms of changing up their plot lines and story points, where it just doesn't feel like the show that it was when it first started and was on the same track. It's commonplace for series like these to go off in different points, but it kind of lost its identity and is just trying to kind of recuperate a little bit, and I don't feel like they're doing as good of a job. So I'm fine with the series ending. I mean, we still do have a couple more seasons to go,
right?
And I'll check them out, but
okay.
I think it's fine.
Well, we'll check back in with you and let us know how how that season.
I think the new season starts beginning of the new year.
Yeah, 2017 here. Yeah, it's saying early in the year. So we'll check back and see how that story progresses. What else you got?
TV Line has learned that Isabel McNally from House of Cards is set to recur as the character Madeline Loomis, who famously from the Psycho movie. In Season 5, the final season of Bates Motel, she also bears a striking resemblance to Norma Bates, played by Vera Farmiga. It's not exactly clear how Madeline will figure into Season 5, but her last name suggests that she will somehow be connected to the arrival of Rihanna's Marion Crane. In the original film, Marion's boyfriend was named Sam Loomis, and as reported, Bates Motel is currently casting its own version of Sam. Bill, I know you and I are both big. Are you a big Bates Motel fan? I know I am. Have you checked
I
it
could
out?
lie to you,
could
and
lie.
tell you that I am.
I thought this was
yes,
one that you
I've
watched.
stayed there. It was either
you checked in
I went
last
on
week.
to Trivago one night and actually, compared rates, and Bates Motel
All right,
was.
maybe it's just me.
No, okay.
The other day, we've been recently talking about rebooted.
There's so
TV
many reboots
series
going
and
on.
movies as TV series. Bill, read this next story for us.
I'm gonna read it, but oh my god, there's so many reboots going on right now that my mind cannot take all of it. But this is another one coming out of, I should say left field, but it doesn't surprise us that Magnum PI is making a return to television. The sequel, first reported by Deadline, is described as a rebirth of the fun, high action of Magnum PI. As Magnum's daughter, Lily Tommy Magnum, returns to Hawaii to take up the mantle of her father's PI firm. She and her tribe of friends mix tropical beaches with the seedy underbelly of international crime and modern espionage, even as she tries to unravel the mystery of the blown spy operation that ended her career in Navy intelligence. Eva Longoria is attached to the series as well as an executive producer. Are you going to watch this?
No, absolutely. I will not be watching this one. I'll watch it if they can get somebody to have half a great of a mustache as Tom Selleck.
I don't even think Tom Selleck's going to watch this.
I don't think
he is
either.
He's going to drive that Ferrari right off a cliff. We just to talk real quick. We've seen a lot of reboots, both in television form and movie form
Right.
over the past few years. I just watched MacGyver last week.
How was it?
It wasn't bad. It was a nice homage to the original show. It wasn't the original per se, but it did a well enough job at integrating how a person with his technical abilities would be able to disfuse a bomb with a pocket knife and all this stuff. It wasn't as crackerjack as the early 90s version was, but it was nice. It was a nice little tribute. Like I said, I can't see myself tuning in on a weekly basis to watch this show, but it might gain some traction out there. Somebody's gonna watch it for just for what it is.
Sure. I think a telling sign of the confidence that it says on CBS, right?
CBS. Yeah.
They're airing that show on Friday nights.
We watched it on.
Did you watch it on demand?
I watched it on demand, but it had originally aired Sunday night at like 10:30. It was like a Sunday.
The commercial I saw for it the other day said it was airing Friday.
Well,
nights,
and
maybe that's a death sentence.
Yeah,
for a television
I mean,
series. Nobody's watching TV Friday night.
Right. It's like listening to a podcast show at Saturday.
Well, everybody's listening to a podcast show at 6:08.
Oh, absolutely, because people want to know what movies not to go see.
Absolutely,
tonight,
we're going to help you out tonight.
Exactly, we're going to get into some of those later on. But you got some news about a certain FX series, don't you?
Yeah, here's another one. We talked about this last time we were on. The Strain on FX.
The Strain, yeah.
I'm still watching the show. I don't know why. It's not good. My fiance dropped out at the end of the last season, but I've still been keeping on with it. But The Strain has been renewed for a fourth and thankfully final season. Reporting from Deadline. The vampire drama is said to always have been meant to be a limited series, slated to air between 39 and 65 episodes. The showrunners feel the series can be tied up nicely with the season 4 finale. If I were one of the showrunners, I might have wrapped it up last season because that show has gone off the cliff. We lost your feed here, Bill.
I'm sorry.
Wrong mic.
Hold on. I was switching mics because your fiance on Facebook can't see my face.
Uh-oh.
So, I'm trying to...
Y'all want to see my face?
I was trying to switch mics here so, our audience out there could see my beautiful face. So, Mike, can you switch my mic over one?
You're good now.
I'm good?
Yeah.
All right, camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2.
Studio humor.
Studio humor. Technical applications.
Bill, I believe we have yet another reboot.
We have a
story.
believer. Who is it? What is it?
Another reboot TV series story?
Another one?
Did you see this? A reboot of SWAT is coming to Reboot Central CBS
SWAT.
with the director Justin Lin attached. The reboot will change the show a little bit by following an African-American SWAT lieutenant whose loyalties are divided between his fellow cops and the tough streets he grew up on. Bill, would you be interested in a SWAT remake series?
I'll check. I would check it out only because I don't remember the original. I think that might actually be a little bit older than when I started watching some of these shows. So I could check it out because I really don't have a frame of reference. Marty, did you ever see SWAT?
I saw the original series.
Do you know when that came out?
That had to be late 70s.
Okay, I was if I was to take a guess, yeah, because I know most shows that came out in the 80s, and I don't remember SWAT. So when is that going to be airing?
I don't have a release date that was announced with it, so I'm thinking probably sometime next year.
Well, we'll check it out and get back into it.
We'll keep you updated.
So I guess you're going to use me as the reference for these really old shows because
I mean,
I'm old
come
as
on,
dirt.
I mean, I wasn't going to say it, but you do have an encyclopedia next to you, Britannica.
Right. That's right. It's right up in here. All in here.
Let me jump back to my notes here real quick. You detracted me there. DC Entertainment and CW spilled the beans about their Arrowverse crossover villain in a statement. This year, for our mega Arrowverse crossover, we're taking inspiration from a DC crossover from the late 1980s known as Invasion, which featured an alien race called the Dominators, who previously vexed the Legion of Superheroes, said Mark Guggenheim, executive producer of Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow. We're using cutting-edge prosthetics and computer effects to achieve a feature film quality look, which is faithful to Invasion. Artist Todd McFarlane's interpretation of the characters. You wrote this article. I don't know why I even read this. Why did I read this, Sean? Tell me about Arrow. I don't know anything about it. I never watched.
All these DC CW shows come back finally next week. I'm a huge fan of them. We have Arrow. We have
I know
the
they've been
Flash.
doing real solid though. I know they've been building up big.
Arrow's
I know.
5. The Flash is season 3. Legends of Tomorrow with some of their more B-list characters. They're coming back for season 2. They have a big thing with some of the supervillains that we've seen in both Flash and Arrow, and also joining the slate is Supergirl. She's moving over from CBS as season 1 aired there, but they made the switch. She's coming over, so CW is planning like a big 4-night event crossover between all 4 of their shows. So I'm not sure. I don't have a lot of extensive information on the Dominators. But I mean, if they're using that as their arc for a villain, you're going to see them at least 4 times. You're going to see them on every show that first week, and maybe moving forward after that. So I mean, something like this where they can incorporate all the shows in together with a big overarching villain sounds good with me.
Awesome. Well, keep us updated on that as we continue to move forward. Let's get into some reviews real quick before we introduce Marty and talk about his film. Let's recap. American Horror Story.
Yes.
It was the 3rd episode.
Yeah,
like we're on our 3rd episode.
Is that a coincidence?
What'd you think?
Well, I mean, since our last episode, we had the premiere, but we've had 2 episodes in between our own shows, so we have kind of 2 to pick off of. So we've seen the disappearance of Lee's daughter, Flora. We've gotten a little bit more backstory into the spirits and the supernatural happenings in the house, and we're kind of seeing Matt and Shelby's relationship take a nosedive as they're fighting with each other. They're not on the best of terms. And then as we saw the end of that last episode, she called the cops on Lee for her possible part in the murder of her Mason, her ex.
Yeah.
So it's really nice that we are getting a lot more information. We saw Kathy Bates. We saw a lot of her family and her backstory.
I loved her character this
I do
week.
too, the Butcher.
Yeah, the Butcher. I feel like as we watch this season more and more, it's really tying in a lot of the other seasons. And I know we were told last year that, all these stories do tie in. They have a purpose. Their characters have backstories that tie in across the landscape. But I feel like this season, knowing that this is the final season, we're gonna finally get closure and see how.
What do you mean it's the final season?
Is it the final season?
I don't believe that.
You don't believe that?
No, I don't believe that at all.
You don't think so?
Let
me ask the man to my right here, Marty. You mentioned that you've been watching American Horror Story.
Yeah.
First, give me your take on this episode and what you think about the season.
Well, I got to say that I'm constantly surprised by what they come up with American Horror Story.
Isn't that one of the best parts about the show?
It's great. They have so many twists and turns to their plots. It makes it really impossible for you to predict what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And, the only way that it's going to be the final season is if all the the script writers die in a massive plane crash or something like that. Anything's up. Anything's possible.
Right.
So that's how I feel.
I think the first 2 episodes really focused on the individuals in the house, and it gave a feel of that murder house presence.
Now you're talking about the first 2 seasons.
No. I'm talking about the first 2 episodes of this season.
Of this season, okay.
Yeah, how it really focused on the individuals who bought the house, and it was a little confusing too about how the story was being dramatized, with other actors, and then as it has progressed over the episodes up until now we're getting more of that supernatural. What took place in Roanoke? What took place on this land? Who were the inhabitants? That have obviously crossed over, and how's that all going to tie in? I think it's interesting. Once again, with with the butcher character by Kathy Bates, that kind of chimes back to season 3 with Coven. I feel like that kind of.
Yeah, they did reference Louisiana.
Yes,
in
they
this
did.
last episode, so maybe there's a tie-in.
As everything progresses, and I read an article too saying how the episodes are going to be blocked out in a sense. Like you're going to feel that 1 to 3 were its own segment, 4 through 6 will be another segment, and then the rest of the season will, each taper off in their own way. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that series pans out. But then, we also have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as well,
yes,
which is another show that continues to stay consistent, I feel, with the content that they bring. Give me your thoughts on what you watched over the last week.
Yeah, so we had a couple episodes. We have Ghost Rider joining this season. The S.H.I.E.L.D. team is kind of recouping after their defeat of Hive in the last season. They're getting scattered around. We have a new S.H.I.E.L.D. director, so we got to meet him in this last episode. Coulson's kind of taking a backseat to him, but he's still trying to do his own thing and get his team involved in finding Agent Johnson, Daisy Johnson, and she has her own big plot wrapped up with Ghost Rider and his murders of these street level thugs and different characters that we're seeing. I'm really enjoying it. They're really tying in the supernatural element that we see from the comics with Ghost Rider and different things like that. We're seeing like ghostly spirits on the show now. I think this could really serve as a nice tie-in with Doctor Strange that comes out next month, and also with the way the Netflix series are going. I mean, we have Luke Cage, which we're going to talk about in a couple of minutes, but next year we're going to see our final individual new series of the first phase, I guess you can call it, of Netflix series with Iron Fist, who's more of a supernatural character as well. So I really feel like they're making a concerted effort to kind of tie everything together, maybe more so than they have in the past with the TV realm. There's been this disconnect where Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will reference things that happen in the movies, but the movies don't do the same thing. It's pretty much a one-way street. But I think the way that things are going, and they're really making more of an effort to tie everything together, that this could be a really big in to kind of introduce everybody all on one platform, maybe building up to Infinity War, which is coming out next year. So maybe we could see Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., throwing punches at the Captain America, and
That'd
you
be
can
nice.
see Daredevil.
That'd be nice. I think at some point, people, even though they each have their own audience, respectively, I think we want to see that crossover. We want to see that universe ultimately come together and get some closure there, which would be nice.
And we have, we were just saying that we were going to talk about Luke Cage as well.
Yeah.
That dropped last night on Netflix. I watched the first 4 episodes today. I know you haven't got a chance to
the first
check it out.
0.
Did you? Our first 0. You were at the zoo all day.
Yeah, I was at the zoo. I was checking out pig-nosed turtles. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Yeah, you should have seen the little thing. He had pig nose.
He had a pig nose.
He had a pig nose.
That's incredible.
Remember that episode of Seinfeld with
Yeah,
Pig
the
Nose?
Pigman.
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 It's Pigman.
So just after checking out the first 4 episodes, it's very good. I'm loving it. Mike Coulter as Luke Cage is a phenomenal casting. We got to see him in Jessica Jones season 1 a little bit here and there. We're getting into his backstory, how he got his powers, his abilities, some of his relationships with some of the ancillary characters that inhabit Harlem, some of the crime drama aspects. I'm really, really enjoying it so far. I'll definitely have it finished before the end of the weekend. I'll post my review up online on our webpage as well. So when are you going to check it out, Bill?
I'm going to try and check it out this weekend. I don't know about tonight, but I'm going to try and get on it tomorrow.
Maybe a nice Sunday binge. We got
Yeah,
no Eagles
No
tomorrow,
Eagles this
so
weekend.
you have a free day.
Yeah, I should be able to clear out some time for
There we go.
for a couple episodes. I like to with Marvel on the Netflix. It's the able to take this one realm, this one world, and take these characters out of it that have their own lifestyle and their own backdrop, and that's really the way that they integrate each character, and the layers of depth is the nice aspect to how they portray these characters overall.
And then we get that team up, the Avengers team up with the Defenders coming too next
soon.
year. So
Yeah.
definitely looking out for that.
Yeah.
Marty, I know you said before we went on air that you've been catching up on some of these superhero shows and things. What do you think about things like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or some of the Netflix series?
Yeah, I am a chronic binge watcher on Netflix, and I've been keeping up. I basically watch the shows as they come on Netflix. I don't have time to watch them on broadcast TV. But the latest season that I watched on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was just phenomenal. It's incredible how they seem to dig themselves into a hole, but that hole gets bigger and bigger, and they get to roam around in that hole, and it still keeps the story very interesting.
Right. Before we get to our movie news, our Flipping the Script segment, we do have Marty Krzywonos here and he is going to talk about his upcoming film project, Mazurkas. So we would like to spotlight that tonight. Marty, tell us a little bit about your project.
Okay, well, Mazurkas is a love story that explores grief and what happens when you don't deal with grief and you don't go through the process of grief. And there is a process, the various stages and so forth. The main character is Sidney Flanders, who's a piano teacher, and his wife, who used to be his piano student, she was close to his age. She passed away 35 years ago, and he just never got over it. And that's basically what the film is about, how things develop as a result of him not dealing with her death.
Now, what inspired the telling of this tale?
Well, I decided, first of all, I was driving on my way to a networking event with other actors and filmmakers, and the thought popped into my head is, I got to come up with a project.
So you were itching to do something.
I had to do something,
Yeah.
And so the next step is, well, what do I do? Well, one of the most logical things to do is do something that you're familiar with.
Right.
Well, the main character was married. I am married. My wife is still alive, thank God. But what if I lost my wife 35 years ago? I used to teach piano. And so I used that as a career or as a job of the character, and I just built it up from there. And of course, any good story has high stakes involved,
right?
So when there's a conflict within the story. The higher the stakes, the more intense of the story is. So I figured, well, what higher stakes is there except for life?
Right.
And how can one lose their life? Well, they can lose it in various ways. They can lose it through being shot at, through suicide, through all kinds of stuff. So I basically decided on which way the character would basically be on the brink of life, threatening situation, and went on from there.
Yeah. Did you go through any type of visceral experience by this process? Was there any learning experiences that you had through it?
My visceral experience basically is based on the two words, what if?
Yeah.
What if I lost my wife? What if, how would I react? And if I did react in a certain way. So I kind of explored that.
Yeah.
And there are things that you basically write what you know and what you've been through. So the storyline has a lot of episodes and little segments that are really based on real life.
Yeah.
Maybe not my own, but things that could very well be and that people can relate to. So that's what I feel.
And I think a lot of those what ifs, we ask ourselves that on a daily basis.
Oh yeah,
about even the smallest of things.
Well, I'll give you an example. Well, first of all, if you want to see some examples of the work, you go on my Indiegogo page and you type in Mazurkas on the Indiegogo campaign. I do have a clip from the movie. It's the clip is a piano lesson where this little girl comes in. She's all, excited about taking piano lessons, and she's really terrible. She comes in, she just doesn't play the piece right at all. And finally, the teacher says, "Missy, how long have you, when's the last time you practiced piano?" And she just shrugs her shoulders, and the teacher says, "That's your answer." Just a little shrug of the shoulders. "We've been working on this piece for the past 3 months. Right now, I'm just taking money from your mom." And then the scene just builds up, and it intensifies to the point where he's actually ranting at the mom for bringing her worthless little child to the lesson. And I'm just going to not only going to take your money, I'm going to double, what I charge you just for compensation of taking care of your little troll here. And he really flips out. And then, when you see what happens, it's like basically the scene is what really goes on inside a piano teacher's mind when they have these really frustrating students.
Yeah.
Of course, they're not going to do that. That's what they're feeling like they can do.
Right.
So, so when you go on the Indiegogo campaign page and you type in Mazurkas and you scroll down, there's that clip, and that's just an example of what they go through.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you, because I think when you hear the title Mazurkas, it's a funny word almost. It kind of catches you.
It's not a word that you probably heard too.
No,
much.
I can honestly,
if at all.
Right, I can honestly say I haven't heard of the word up until until we caught wind of this film. So Marty, what exactly is a Mazurkas?
Well, it's first of all, it really, if you want to pronounce it correctly, it's Mazurkas.
Mazurkas.
Yeah. And
gotta roll that tongue.
Which, by the way, there's a video on the Indiegogo campaign page that talks about that, but I'll tell you anyway.
Okay.
A mazurka is a lively Polish dance in 3 that is used by many different ways. Chopin wrote 69 mazurkas, and he was Polish, and he wrote most of them after one of the revolts of the Polish people against Tsar Nicholas I. So it's kind of like it was almost like a protest, writing all these mazurkas. Tchaikovsky has mazurkas in his ballets, a couple of his ballets, and mazurkas is basically, it's a musical form.
Okay.
And like I said, it's like a Polish dance.
So in that form, to back it up, you're saying that these dances would actually almost be political in a sense too.
Well,
sometimes?
when Chopin wrote them, yes,
Okay.
but when Tchaikovsky wrote them, they were just for ballets.
Yeah, so that's a conversation on,
Yeah.
on its own altogether.
But-
okay.
I don't
But-
think anybody's doing mazurkas down in all the states that are having protests right now.
Well,
Maybe they'd go a little bit
you know
more
what?
peacefully.
Maybe if they did, maybe something would happen.
Yeah, maybe.
But in my film, I call it Mazurkas because I wrote a piece called Yellow Rose Mazurka, and it's part of the plot of the story, and it plays a very important part in the storyline. And I have I have like 3 mazurkas in there. I have one written by Chopin, you can hear it, and one written by me, and then there's one written by I think Beethoven wrote one. So and just for practical sense, I didn't want to call the movie Mazurka because there's another movie that was made in like the 1940s called Mazurka. So I figured I'll just add an S on the end and make sure that we have more than one mazurka in the film. So,
Are there more than one mazurka?
yeah. I've got 3 mazurkas in my
there
film.
we go.
So there you go. That justifies it.
Now, when we had initially met, you and I and Bill had breakfast maybe a month ago or so.
Yeah, at the Radcliffe Cafe in
Yes.
Bristol. Yeah.
So it was really nice to get to sit down and kind of talk to you face to face, not just within a text or an email or a phone call.
Right.
And we got to learn a little bit about you and some of your history. It's really interesting to me that you wear so many hats. You don't just write, you don't just direct. Can you tell our listeners
It's like a
little
quadruple
bit?
threat, you know what I mean?
He really does it all. What do you do, Marty, besides just act or directing?
Besides directing, well, to pay the bills, I tune and repair and rebuild pianos. That pays the bills until I start really making some money at the movie industry. But yeah, I do that as well.
Awesome. What was your influence in maybe getting started in the film entertainment industry? Like, what got you started?
That's a great question. I started out by doing background work in various films. In fact, one of the films that I was in was Black Swan, where I was the orchestra conductor in there. I was also in another movie called Just Right with Queen Latifah. I was a heckler at a basketball game.
They should have put Bill in that role.
Yeah, right? I could be a great heckler.
I was also in Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. I was a gospel piano player in that as well. But what happened was I got involved with a thing called Project 21 in Philadelphia, and this was a film competition, film festival that ran for about 7 to 8 years, ran by Stephanie Uhas and Matt Conant, 2 very wonderful people. And it was basically a contest where you had 21 days to make a 10-minute film, and you could not start it until they gave out a secret element in there. And the first year that I got involved with it, I wound up writing music for 3 different film projects. The second year, a friend of mine, he's now my friend, but this guy named Brandon Podol, he wanted to start his own team, so I joined it. And the first film that we did was called Terrorists, Terra, Ists, and they were warriors from Mother Earth, and that's the film that we made. And it was basically kind of like a Greenpeace type of group. That I wrote the script for that, and I helped produce it. And at that point, I decided, you know what, I really want to take charge of a film. If I'm going to do a project, I really want to have control over it. So I did a few other short films since then. Mazurkas is probably my most serious attempt at making the film. By the way, it is no longer a short film. It is up to an hour long now.
Okay.
So it is now a feature film.
So what is the time length that actually constitutes the difference?
I think some people have different interpretations of it. I know Screen Actors Guild calls a short film no longer than 35 minutes.
Okay.
Other people say a short film is no longer than 40 minutes. So it's, there's kind of a gray area there.
Right.
But mine is about an hour, so that is totally, it takes it out of the category of short film.
Right.
Are you involved with the SAG at all?
Oh yeah, I'm a SAG actor,
yeah?
and the project that I'm working on, I made sure that I registered as a SAG project. So I've got several SAG actors that are in it, and they're getting paid the appropriate rate for that.
Great. And absolutely that Indiegogo is going to go towards helping that cause out as well.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, and it's also helping to pay for the crew. Right now, we're only about a quarter of the way to the goal.
What is your goal, Marty?
$12,000.
Okay.
For an hour-long film, that is really a very low number. But I've done things. I did things on a very smart, economical level. The fact that I'm the star of the film, really cuts down the cost.
Right. Yeah, you don't have to pay yourself.
Quite a bit. I don't have to pay the director. I don't have to pay the writer. So it's like I'm saving a lot of money all around.
Absolutely.
Or even the composer, for that matter. But we are, one of the things, speaking of music, one of the things that we're doing in the film is I have enlisted the talents of a vocalist for one of the songs that we're doing in the film, Ginger Coyle. She's very well known in the Philadelphia music area, and really talented singer, really talented vocalist, and I'm really blessed to be able to have her be involved with it.
That's great. Wrapping up here, when will the premiere of Mazurkas be shown?
Nice.
I tried.
Nice art trill. I like that. Ruffles have ridges.
Enormous.
Yeah, Mazurkas is going to be having its world premiere on Sunday, November 6th, and it will be at Painted Bride Art Center, 230 Vine Street in Philadelphia. It's a really neat little theater. It seats about 250 people, and we're going to have a red carpet event at 5:30. At 6 o'clock, we're going to show the film, but before we show the film, another friend of mine, another filmmaker, friend of mine, Sean McKnight, he's going to show his, he's got a 10-minute short called Disco Zal. We're going to show that first, and then we're going to show Mazurkas. And then following that, we're going to have a Q&A session, followed by a reception. So it's going to be a really cool night, and people can get tickets for it by going to Brown Paper Tickets at brownpapertickets.com. or bbt.com, I think they use that. And you type in Mazurkas and Mazurkas, and they can buy tickets. They're only $15 a piece, plus that.
Is the info on your Facebook page also?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so go to my Facebook page for Mazurkas. We have the information of the Indiegogo page on there. We have the ticket information on there, all that stuff, and plus a lot of really cool videos and pictures from the film.
And we'll send that information back out there too, so if anybody's looking for that information, they can find it.
Cool.
We'll have all that linked to our video on YouTube as well, and we've been sharing Marty's pages on our own Facebook as well. I know Bill and I will get front row seats to that event.
Oh,
right,
yeah,
Marty?
yeah, no problem, no problem.
We'll have to get our tuxes out, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dress to impress,
Dress
because
to
we got that
impress.
red carpet thing going
Yeah,
on, you know?
All right. Marty is going to stick around through the rest of the show. He's going to chime in. We'll add him into our conversation, but we are going to be flipping the script here.
Let's flip that script.
And we're going to get into our movie news. Bill, what is our first movie news story
Movie
that you
news.
have?
We have actress Chloe Grace Moretz has pulled out of the upcoming live-action version of The Little Mermaid, as well as all her upcoming projects. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, the 19-year-old talked about her decision, saying, "I pulled the plug on all my movies because I want to reassess who I am and find myself within my roles again. I'm realizing that I can slow down." You know, this just breaks my heart that some 19-year-old is trying to get her life together
it's
just to
tragic.
figure out what movie she wants to act in next, you know?
Why can't she just get lost in the shuffle and, just give it all up, right?
Right.
I mean,
She'll be on, like, next season of Survivor, and, she'll figure it out that way. You know?
Celebrity Rehab.
Yeah.
Our next story is one that I'm sure is affecting many, many women around the country. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie are getting a divorce.
Now, Sean, did you hear who?
Mike really liked that one.
Wait, I need to hear that again to set me up for this. This just in: Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie are getting a divorce.
Oh, no.
The couple filed for the split, citing irreconcilable differences.
Oh, no. I'm stuck.
Come on, and seeking physical custody of their 6 children. Come on, we got this.
How many times we had to play this?
We got this clip. We got to use it, man.
We paid good money for this.
So 2 years they were married for. Did you hear who he actually cheated with?
No.
His
No?
co-star.
So his co-star from the new Allied movie, which is a World War II drama set in London, it's Marion. I don't know
Marion
how.
Cotillard?
Cotillard
Okay.
from Dark Knight.
Oh, he really downgraded.
Yeah,
there.
you know,
Wow.
she's kind of got those bug eyes and
Yeah,
stuff.
she's
like
a
that.
little
I don't
creepy
know.
looking.
Yeah, so
Well, you might be into creepy looking.
Yeah,
That might be his thing.
maybe after all these expectations, he's
Maybe Angelina
he's
freaked him
trading
out
down.
so bad that he just has like a weirdo fetish now.
Could be. So listen, let's detract real quick because I got this little rapid fire for you,
Oh, boy.
Sean. Are you
What
ready?
do you got for me, Bill?
Rapid fire. Hollywood couples, okay?
Okay.
You're going to tell me if you love them or if you hate them.
Ooh.
All right?
All right.
Starting off, John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. They're a couple. Love them or hate them?
Hate him.
Hate him, why?
I don't really care for John Krasinski.
No?
He
was almost Captain America and she was almost Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I almost was the president of the United States.
Okay.
You can't prove it or disprove it.
All
so.
right. Next, Channing Tatum or Jenna Dewan Tatum?
I don't know
Have
who
you ever seen
his
her?
wife is.
She was in what was the movie they were in together, Sam? Step Up.
Oh, yeah.
That's where they met.
I'm a
That's
huge
where they
Step
met.
Up fan.
I know you're a huge Step Up fan. You better step down, pal.
I hate him.
Hate him?
Hate him.
All right.
Wow.
Next, Chris Pratt, Anna Faris.
Oh, you gotta love that.
You gotta love him.
Both funny people.
Yeah.
They're tailor made for
And
each
she's
other.
been with him since he was fat. So
Hey, that's true love.
That is true love right there. Here's a new one: Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi.
That's not new.
That's not
They've
new.
been together for
That's old
like
news.
20
Well,
years.
did they just get married though? No. Oh, well, it's new here.
Oh.
It's new.
breaking
news.
Well, welcome to the '60s.
Yeah.
You know, they have a thing called the internet.
The internet. I'm gonna Bing it.
Bing it.
There's people-
Nobody bings
Nobody
anything.
bings.
Chandler Bing.
Chandler Bing. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West.
Oh,
That's also, isn't it? I mean,
I mean,
Well, I mean, it's not old, but
it's not.
no, but
yeah.
that's old news, right?
Yeah, but I just.
But they're always in the news.
Yeah, you-
They always find something to be
Hey, you
in
know
the
what?
news
They
about.
deserve each other. They really
They
do.
really-
deserve-
Marty,
so
I
I
would
have to say,
agree.
love it. They, go for it, guys.
He says love it. Marty says love it.
on Marty's pretense, I'm gonna agree with love it.
All right, we gotta love to hate him, I guess.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds.
That's fine.
That's fine?
I like Blake Lively and Accepted with Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Juice. That was a good
Juice.
one. And what can you say about Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
You can't dislike Ryan Reynolds.
All right, here's a toss-up. Did you like Gwen Stefani with Blake Shelton
No.
or Gwen Stefani with Gavin Rossdale?
It's got to be Gavin Rossdale.
Gotta be
That's
Gavin Rossdale,
mid '90s grunge.
Right, that was your you had two music genres, two superstars coming together, creating a musical power couple. You
Now
know,
they're just creating
Now-
redneck babies.
yeah. I don't. I hate it.
Hate it.
Hate it.
No, let's picture that redneck babies. Okay, just put that in your mind and see what that looks like.
The shit is
I like
bananas.
Yeah.
BANANA. Moving along. Ryan Gosling, Ava Mendes. Bet you didn't even know they were together.
I had no idea. I'm gonna say I love it,
Yeah, I love it.
I watched The Nice Guys last weekend.
Yeah.
Really good movie. Surprisingly good. I didn't
Yeah.
expect to like it, but it was really
You
good.
see Nice Guys?
No, I missed that one. Sorry.
Russell Crowe, Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
I think
The little girl who plays Ryan Gosling's daughter in that movie,
Yeah.
just to say, is fantastic. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but she was wonderful in that film.
This one's hard to hate. Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn.
Oh, it's
Oh,
classic. You
classic.
gotta love
You gotta
that.
love
one.
that.
Absolutely.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know?
They're sweethearts.
I mean, you gotta love
That's
Overboard.
the test of time.
That is the test of time. She was actually quoted the other day saying, she believes that if they were married, they would not been able to go as long as they have.
I
With their relationship.
still remember Goldie Hawn from Laughing.
Wow.
Wow, and she was like, it's incredible. Talk about staying power. I mean, here's somebody that really has made it through all these years.
Absolutely.
You know?
And I mean, the kids too. I mean, you got Kate Hudson. I mean, she's, looks just like a spitting image of her mom.
Oh,
almost,
yeah,
you
sure
know.
does.
And I mean, the whole family is just great. Here's another one for you: Tom Hanks, Rita Wilson.
That's another one that you gotta love.
Yeah.
You gotta love
They've
that,
been
right?
together for how long too? So
Right,
Well,
and another
you know,
similar
Tom Hanks with anybody, quite frankly. I mean, Tom
Hanks and Meg Ryan. Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan again.
Tom Hanks and Wilson.
Tom Hanks
Yeah,
and
what the
Wilson. Tom Hanks and Jenny.
Wilson.
Tom Hanks and Sully. Justin Timberlake, Jessica Biel. Love it or hate it?
I'm gonna hate it on the fact that they're just so ridiculously good looking of a couple.
They
that
are,
Yeah.
It kind of
yeah,
makes
you have
sick.
to hate him for being so attractive.
Yeah.
I hear you. Yeah.
Hate it.
Yeah.
Hate it. Here's an odd one. Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard.
I hate that
You
one.
hate it?
I can't stand Dax Shepard, and every time I see those stupid commercials
For the washer and
yeah,
dryers
oh
that
my
he's
god,
in. They're
I just
like,
want to
oh,
change
honey,
the channel.
Oh, look at it. It's a front load washer.
I
Did
don't
you see
know.
that yet?
I don't know how that guy got
Yeah.
famous.
No.
I don't
Like
know.
it's pretty bad when your marriage just transcends, actual life and just becomes a TV commercial where it's
Yeah.
like,
He's more famous for those stupid commercials than his acting career.
all right, continuing on. Jason Sudeikis and Olivia Wilde.
Ooh,
I love
I
this
gotta love that
I love
because
it.
it holds out hope for the everyman that
Yeah.
you can bag that
That's it.
really good looking babe. Much
And
like
she's
with
had
my
2
own
kids.
fiance, I
And
really
she still
hit
looks
the
good.
mark. Oh my god! Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's the holy grail of, I guess, marriage, right?
I mean, this next one, though. David and Victoria Beckham.
Ooh, you gotta hate that one.
That's, yeah.
They're very posh.
I see what you did
see
there.
that?
All right,
Yeah.
then I'm going to follow up with this one then. Eddie Murphy and Scary Spice.
Oh, I didn't know that was a
Really?
thing.
Remember? But from back in the day.
Oh.
It's a throwback.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
throwback for you.
I didn't
see
know
what I
that
did
was a
there?
thing.
You see what I did there? You love it or hate it?
Can I be indifferent on
Yeah,
it?
you could be indifferent.
All right.
Drew Barrymore and Tom Green. These are throwbacks.
They're not
That is a
together
thing.
No.
anymore. But
But did you like it
I
when
did love that one.
You love that one?
Yeah.
All right, here's another throwback. Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman.
Ooh.
Oh, that was tragic.
That
But I mean, you saw Days of Thunder back in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know,
Eyes
you were like,
Wide Shut.
Eyes Wide Shut.
That's a
you
weird
know.
movie.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was never meant to be.
It was like a porn that got out.
The porn that shouldn't have got out.
Yeah.
Moving on. Here's another one. Jesse James and Sandra Bullock. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Because he was
You gotta hate that one.
I
because
gotta hate it
because
too
you love
hot
Sandra
to-
Bullock.
right? And like you look at her now, she's still got it going on.
She's incredible.
And then you're just like, how did he bag that? You
Yeah,
know what I
he's
mean?
just a
And then
dirtball.
didn't he end up like spending like most of her money or something like that? Like
Yeah.
yeah, he was. Yeah, what a loser. Loser.
Loser.
All right. Did you know about this one? Robert Downey Jr. and Sarah Jessica Parker back in the
Oh,
day.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
horse face.
Oh,
Yeah,
you gotta hate that
hate
one.
that one all day. Corey and Topanga.
Oh, absolute
You
number
gotta-
one.
yeah.
You gotta
Number
love
one.
that one,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Boy Meets World is
Yeah.
still my absolute favorite show of all time.
Did you watch the new one, Girl Meets World?
I tried to
You
watch.
tried?
It. It was corny.
Just not
Like,
working
nah.
out. No. Peter Parker, Mary Jane.
Bye. I like that one better than Gwen Stacy. It's the classic Spider-Man that I know and love. So I'll buy Mary Jane. I love that one.
Yeah.
Just not by Kirsten Dunst.
Joker and Harley Quinn.
Oh yeah, definitely love it.
Gotta love that.
Oh my
right?
god,
That's
especially I saw Suicide Squad.
What'd you think of it?
You know what? I really had a fun time watching it. Joker wasn't the main spotlight, but he was a player in it, and
Right.
I liked the way they utilized this character. I really did. And Harley Quinn, I mean, she was absolutely incredible. So, yeah, that is a match made in hell, heaven and
sure.
hell at the same time.
So here's the toss-up: Jean Grey and Wolverine, or Jean Grey and Cyclops.
Oh, Cyclops. Definitely.
Yeah, it's got to be Cyclops.
Yeah.
Wolverine was always chasing that, but he
Even
never
though
got
she,
it.
even though she like totally, dismembered him.
Gene Scott.
Exgasms. Well, that rounds out my love it or hate it. Let's jump right back into a quick topic, though. I want to just let you know, I think we do have a caller coming in soon. But just to let you know real quick, Jon Favreau, just since we were talking about the comic book movies, and he's one of my favorite actors. What do you think about Jon Favreau?
He's okay.
He's okay, right?
I
He's
love Chef. Loved
yeah,
Chef.
Chef was actually a decent
That was
movie.
really good.
But he always seems to find himself in these movies. But he is back in the director's seat after directing Disney's live-action version of The Jungle Book, which came out earlier this year. Walt Disney Company made the announcement on Wednesday that Favreau has now been tapped for the live-action reimagining of The Lion King. Favreau tweeted his reaction early Wednesday by saying, "Excited for the new project," with the emoji of a lion and a crown. Released in 1994, The Lion King became one of the instant classics and one of the highest-grossing animated films of all time, bringing in $968 million. The movie also won 2 Academy Awards, 2 Grammys, and 6 Tonys for the Broadway production.
By the way, I saw The Lion King on Broadway.
Yes.
Oh my God, you would not believe it. When it starts out and Rafiki, the supposed to be the baboon, does that opening number, that thing. Okay, it sends chills. It sends chills up your spine when she does this, right?
Yeah.
And then when the animals literally come down the aisle, these like gigantic puppet animals, tears came to my eyes. That's how moving that show is. If you have a chance to see it, by all means. I mean, even if you have to buy tickets for it like a year in advance, it's well worth it. Well worth the wait.
We're going to have to put it on the list.
Yeah.
Hey, we have a caller, don't we?
I think we do.
Can we get our caller on the line?
Caller, who is this?
This is Anthony.
Hi, Anthony.
How are
Welcome
you doing,
to
Anthony?
the Cinescape. How are you, sir?
Doing pretty well. How about you guys?
We're doing
great.
fantastic here. We're hanging out, talking movies, TV. What do you got going on?
Not a whole lot. Just chilling in on this lovely Saturday.
Yeah. Sounds like you have some company there. There's someone in the background.
Yep. Got my son and my girlfriend.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So what's going on? You got anything on the tube tonight? Anything you're watching?
What's on your mind, Anthony?
Well, if I'm going to do anything, I'm probably going to chill in and watch Some Always Sunny tonight.
good
okay.
show, okay.
What season? Or are you just skipping around?
I mean, I've watched every episode, but if I were to watch any season or recommend, it'd be season 5.
Okay. What's your favorite episode from that season?
Favorite episode would have to be the World Series defense.
That's
Classic
a good one.
episode. Classic episode.
Classic. You gotta, the Phillies just won the World Series, and they explain why they accrued all these parking tickets. It's a classic.
Anthony, what's one of your favorite movies that you would say?
Favorite movie?
Yeah.
Comedies or just
Hey, you shout it
Anything.
out, man.
favorite movie? I think Step Brothers has to be one of my favorites.
Step Brothers, okay.
Yeah, right there with Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber, classic.
Obviously.
Speaking of Jim Carrey, then Anthony, have you heard about Jim Carrey and the news that he's been roped into with his ex-girlfriend and stuff? How
It's with Jenny McCarthy, right? All that.
No,
weird,
no.
Or is
Did
that
you
somebody else?
The girl that killed herself.
Oh, no.
Whoa.
Yeah, did you hear about this? The girl that he was dating?
I didn't
She
hear
had
about
like
that.
she had killed herself recently. Real tragic story, but now like the story's coming about how Jim Carrey's this this gross human being who has no care for anyone's life. He's been sending like mean texts to the girl's ex-husband and stuff like that. It's
Really?
yeah, really painting him in a negative light. I don't know if that's gonna.
They're giving you the 23 version of Jim Carrey.
I did not see 23 version.
The number
Good movie,
23?
good movie.
23.
It's
Number
it's trippy.
23.
Was it? I never saw it.
Anthony, did
Yeah,
you have
it
a
was-
question that you wanted to ask Bill, Marty, or myself?
Many questions. Well, how long have you guys been doing this for?
This is our third episode. We're currently airing every other Saturday, so we've been just a little over
We
a
haven't
month
had
here.
anybody ask questions about us, huh?
Nah, it's nice to
yes.
hear.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm a caring person, so I figure I
You
check in
sound
on
like
you
a
guys.
caring
Yes,
person.
you're very caring, Anthony. And we care about you.
Oh, you know what? That made my day.
Well, we're glad that we can be a bright spot in your day, Anthony.
There we go.
We thank you for caring, and if you would like to care more, you could share the Cinescape with all your friends and family, and go on to our website and check us out. And you could also share Marty's Indiegogo page for further
Thank you.
support.
And donate.
And donate. The greatest nation in the world, a donation,
There you
right?
go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for calling in, Anthony.
Nah, my pleasure. Have a good one, guys.
You too. All right, first caller there. That was nice,
yeah.
huh? Little
Isn't it
feedback.
exciting?
Yeah, it's
know?
good to hear from our fans.
Did-
We
did-
want to hear from them.
What if we called somebody? What if we just called somebody?
What, like Pizza Hut?
Yeah, and be like, hey, this is the Cinescape. You're live. What's your-
Impromptu interview?
Yeah, we want you to ask us questions.
Hey, Mike, can you call somebody?
We're going to prank call somebody?
Yeah. Yeah, who is it?
Oh, we got somebody? No, this is so exciting.
All right, well, as we're waiting to see if we have that caller on the line, we do have a couple more news stories to
Let's get to
go
it real
through.
quick.
Actress Elena Anaya has seemingly confirmed that she will be playing a villain in the upcoming Wonder Woman film starring Gal Gadot. In an interview with a Spanish website called Cinecine, the actress talked about her role, saying, "Well, it was a small role in this big ensemble, but it is an important character in the story. It's directed by Patty Jenkins. Then there's Gal Gadot as our main lead, Chris Pine as our co-lead, and I'm going to be a big nightmare for the two of them." So we're getting a little bit of Wonder Woman villainous news here.
Yeah, well, that's cool and all, but you know what? I like the fact that Bill Hader is going to be in the new Power Rangers movie. Yeah, finally,
Alpha 5.
finally on time with the sound clips tonight. Hey, better late than never. I think it's very coincidental in the fact that Bill Hader nails BB-8 in Star Wars, and now he's going to be playing another robot as Alpha 5. March 24th next year in the new Power Rangers movie.
I love Bill Hader.
He's
All right, we do have another caller on the line.
We got a
This is
caller.
Larry from high school. Larry, how are you doing tonight?
Is he still doing his homework?
Oh, hold on, Larry.
Do we have Larry?
Larry?
Hey guys.
Hey,
Larry, you there?
Larry.
Hey, it's Larry. from
Hey,
high school.
Larry.
How's it going, Larry?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Big fan of the show. I've been following you guys for a while now, and I have two quick questions if you got time for me.
we got it.
The first one, I know you guys are huge Marvel fans.
Yeah.
So with Civil War being released on Blu-ray and the recent comments from Marvel Studios saying that Captain America is really no longer Captain America,
Right.
what do you think the speculation is going into Infinity War? Like, is he just going to be Steve Rogers in like a members only jacket throwing his shield around, or is he going to be like,
Members only jacket.
you know what I mean? Like, what's going on? Is he gonna
Well,
put
does
the
he
suit
even
back
have
on?
the shield anymore,
Nah,
Larry?
he
Because he
dropped it.
dropped the shield at the end there.
Good question. So I guess he's just going to throw around, I don't know, a lead pipe or something. Like, what do you guys think? Like, it's real interesting to think about that from a comic standpoint.
Like a
how they're gonna
vibranium
really-
pipe?
I mean, if we're going comic route, like comic accurate, he did take on a couple other mantles as the government agent or the U.S. agent, and then
And like the Nomad or something
the
like
Nomad too. I personally can see him just going as Steve or Steve Rogers.
Steve.
Maybe just wearing even street clothes, and you could probably see other people calling him Cap still, and maybe he's going to throw out a line like, don't call me Cap, just call me Rogers or Steve or something like that.
Don't call me Shirley.
I would say by Infinity War, he will don the mantle of Captain America once again.
Awesome. So I got another question for you guys, and I know a lot of us know the same people. Like, you had a friend that was in Mannequin 3 that wasn't even released yet, like a lot of fan-made stuff. So the big rumor is that you guys are doing like your own fan-made originals, and I heard that Bill Tozzi might sign on for like a remake of Ghost Dad or Mr. Mom, like a nice short. Is that true, or is that just someone messing around?
Well, we do have some concept art of the Ghost Dad poster that we've been texting around today. We'll have to post that later. On our way to Philadelphia Comic-Con this summer, we actually threw around a Bill Tozzi-led train action story. Bill's going to be Bill's going to be trying to make his way through this train and all the cars and the ensuing madness and things that are happening alongside
I think
he
should go through the train cars like with clown makeup on as a conductor.
I'm scared of clowns, Marty.
If you guys ever get that YouTube channel up, I'll be a big fan.
Our YouTube channel is up. We do have a YouTube channel. Just type in the Cinescape Podcast on YouTube. You will find our channel.
Larry, you might want to stay tuned on the YouTube channel.
Yes, our episode will be up later tonight.
The episode will be up there, and if we put up any teaser trailers for rumored Mannequin 3, Ghost Dad, Mr. Mom, or the self-titled Train...
with clown makeup, right?
With clown makeup.
Okay, good.
And hey, we have a director in studio right now.
We have a director in studio.
Hey, I'll do it. I'm up for it. I'm up for it, guys.
Awesome.
Passion projects here, you know what I mean?
Awesome.
Do you have anything else for us, Larry?
No, that's pretty much it. I mean, just keep it up, guys. I mean, love the show, so just keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks, Larry. Anything
thanks
else
a lot, Larry.
you're looking forward to in the entertainment realm?
Well, yeah, I mean, since we know we got each other from high school, I still need that $4 back that you borrowed off me at fifth period lunch. So, I mean, that would just be great, Bill, if I got that back any day.
Yeah, well, you know where to find me. I'll how about I give you $5? You know what I mean?
Instant message
call
him
you.
later tonight.
Sounds great, man.
All right, well, I'll see you at the lunch table, okay?
All right, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right.
Thanks, Larry. That's great. Just a couple more.
Larry from high school.
Couple more stories to go through really quickly before
Can you go through any more stories after
I don't
Larry?
know if we can follow Larry. We're going to try. Just a couple more things. It is Halloween month here, October.
Yes.
It is October 1st, so we do have a nice horror-themed related story. Paramount's Rings, the second Ring sequel, previously scheduled for October 28th, has been bumped to February 3rd of 2017. The move gives Universal's Ouija Origin of Evil, opening the 21st of this month, a good stake on the Halloween market. Also announced was that the Friday the 13th, again, another reboot, has been moved from January 13th, 2017 to October 13th, 2017, which makes sense because October 13th is actually a Friday in October near Halloween. Bill, any thoughts on any of those films?
When you said Ouija, for some reason I thought of the word squeegee in my head.
Squeegee?
And I had this totally different idea about what this movie would be about.
Did you see that first Ouija movie?
No, I don't think so. Did we see Ouija?
You're not missing anything.
No, yeah. I mean,
the trailer for this new
I
one
think I
looked
understand
terrible.
the concept of what it might be about.
If you've ever used a Ouija board, you can understand the concept of what the movie's about.
I really have no qualms. Yeah. That's going to be me leaving the theater seeing Ouija.
Yeah. Larry from high school might like this next story, as Thor Ragnarok has added another Jurassic Park alum in actor Sam Neill.
Love Sam
as
Neill.
he has been confirmed to have a role in the film, saying, "Oddly enough, I'm not really allowed to say this, and I can't tell you what it is. I did a couple of days on Thor just before I came over here. I had to sign all sorts of things that say if I say anything else, Marvel's secret agents, and they are lethal, will come and get me, and probably my children as well."
Quick side note, isn't it funny that like anybody that signs on for a Marvel movie always talks about how their life was threatened, basically, if they spill any secrets. Like, it just really shows you and I mean, obviously they're under the Disney umbrella, so of course those Gestapo tactics that they have there.
Maybe it's not their life that's in jeopardy, but certainly their careers and their credibility.
Yeah,
I mean, you let something leak like that when you signed an NDR, a non-disclosure, or NDA, I mean, non-disclosure agreement, you're going to be hit with the books, man. They're going to take you for every cent that they can get out of you, and you're not going to get work in Hollywood anymore. Nobody's going to want to sign on somebody who's going to divulge this kind of, insider secrets to the public.
You have to figure, if you get signed on for any Marvel project at all, I mean, the rewards far outweigh any stupidity of, leaking out information. I mean, Just being attached to one of those things is a major coup.
Oh, sure, yeah. and they're most likely going to sign you for 7 movies over the course of the longevity of your contract.
Yeah.
And then we have another story about Star Wars Rogue One. According to Screen Rant, Irish actress Valine Kane will portray Lyra Erso, the character rumored to be the mother of protagonist Jyn Erso, played by Felicity Jones, in Rogue One. Kane commented on the casting news saying, "I grew up watching Star Wars, and I didn't believe it was happening until I was filming in Iceland. It has a really edgy, independent vibe." Star Wars Rogue One comes out this Christmas time. Bill, are you ready for Rogue One?
Yeah, I'm ready for it. I'm excited to see the story before Vader and all that stuff, and see how everything kind of takes place. And I like the look of this film so far from what I've seen.
The trailers have been phenomenal. All the artwork and things that we're seeing, especially they came out of Star Wars Celebration this summer, have all looked really good. I mean, we're getting to see the events before Episode 4 and then in between Episode 3. So it's really nice to fill in that. It's a 30-year gap, I believe, in between films. What happened? How did the Rebels get the Death Star plan so they could destroy it? What was all of that going on?
Yeah. Marty, you excited for Star Wars at all?
Oh,
have you
big
seen
time.
anything?
I've watched every single Star Wars film made. I've seen a couple of fan-made films, and people are just nuts over this.
Well, I got to tell you, as we begin to wrap things up here, you should check out our new intro that it's going to be up on YouTube.
Yes, it will be up later tonight.
Very cool, very Star Wars inspired theme for our show. So check it out on our YouTube page. It's pretty cool. As we begin to wrap things up here too, one thing I want to make mention that we're doing as part of the Cinescape team is we are on Monday going to check out some exclusive footage of the new Doctor Strange movie. Have you seen anything for that?
They got stuff on.
This movie looks
social.
so cool. It looks like a mix between like Inception, and just the graphics and everything like that. The landscape of this movie looks very cool. I think it's going to really shift the landscape of the Marvel universe. So we have that exclusive viewing on Monday night.
Yeah, it's
15 minutes of footage, and we'll get a little souvenir poster.
Yeah, they're giving away a nice little IMAX poster.
Yeah,
too.
so that'll be nice. And
actually, it's not this Monday. It's actually the 10th.
Oh, okay.
That was my bad. I thought.
Well, that's good.
Monday.
We'll be able to check that out and report back.
Yeah, we'll give you some information on what we saw. And nothing too spoilery or anything like that, but we will give you our 2 cents on it.
Yeah. So in closing here, I want to thank Marty for coming on.
Yes, thank you, Marty.
It was wonderful.
Appreciate having you on here. Thanks for coming all this way to talk to us. Did you have any final words before we wrap up?
Just ask everybody to check out Mazurkas on our Facebook page, and go to the Indiegogo thing and brown paper tickets for the premiere and all that stuff. And I just want to say thank you to both of you for having me on and giving me the opportunity to talk about the film.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
Yeah, we'd love to have you back. We'll put all the information corresponding to the film up.
You'll be able to find links on our Facebook page, our YouTube page. There'll be links in there. So if you're checking out our videos, Twitter, find us online, check out Marty's project, give him some help with his Indiegogo. We just wanted to also thank some of our sponsors for tonight's episode. We have Wade's Comic Madness in Levittown, PA. Right now they are hosting a special event. It started at 10 a.m. this morning. It will go to 10 a.m. tomorrow. It's the 24-hour comics day.
24-hour comic day.
Come on in.
I live
hour.
in Levittown. Yes. I'm gonna right after this. I'm gonna go out there.
Absolutely, they
check
have
it out.
lots of
24
great
hours.
deals going on. Comics, games, collectibles, you name it. They have deals going on. Check them out.
We need to thank our callers tonight,
Yes,
too.
thanks to our callers. We had Larry from high school and Anthony.
I got to get him that $4.
Also, our good friends over at 360 Digital Studios. They're doing
Yes.
some great work. Check them out on Facebook.
Our viewers
And,
tonight.
Our viewers, thanks for everybody in the live chat.
And, of course, Toxic Radio.
And Toxic Radio.
Yeah.
And a big
Mike
thanks
back
to
there.
Mike over there
Thank
helping
you,
us
Mike.
out, producing the show. Thank you, Mike.
Hey, can I get the current affairs sound clip one more time?
Yeah, we'll do it one more time for you, Bill.
He
Also,
drove all the way
One more
here.
thing. One more. New thing for us. Tuesday nights, we've been hosting movie night at Soul Luna Tea Room and Hookah Lounge
Yes.
in Feasterville. Come check us out. All this month, we will be showcasing horror movies, 2 horror movies a night starting at 9 p.m. We get up for about half an hour. We kind of, throw some news stories around and talk a little bit about what we're doing.
Forum,
Yeah, get the audience involved.
Right.
So come on in, smoke some hookah, check us out. Go next door to my family's brand new bar, Harrigan's Pub East. Order yourself a nice cold drink. We have a great new space for everybody in the Feasterville, Ben Salem area, so come on in and have yourselves a drink. For myself, Sean Harrigan, I would like to say thank you to everybody. Bill, have a good one.
Thank you.
Marty, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And you all have a great night.
Coming up next, more music to piss off anybody around you. This is Toxic Radio.
Did you know renting a musical instrument for your child can cost over $50 a month? Buying an instrument can cost hundreds, not to mention maintenance and repairs. Mission Music is a nonprofit corporation founded to provide elementary to high school youth with instruments and training regardless of their ability to pay. Ready to join the mission? Find us on social media or visit us at our website at www.missionmusicnow.org. That's www.missionmusicnow.org.